Last month, my friend Jim came over to my house, and we sat in my backyard with beers. Jim is 72, same age as me. We both retired around the same time. He looked at me and said, "Robert, I made a decision 10 years ago that is destroying my life, and there's absolutely nothing I can do to fix it." I said, "What decision?" Jim said, "Choosing my pension." He took a long drink from his beer. He said that one choice I made at age 62 is costing me my house, my savings, everything, and it's irreversible. I can't undo it. I can't change it. I'm locked in until I die. I said, "Jim, what are you talking about?" That's when he told me his story 10 years ago. Jim retired after working 38 years at the same manufacturing company. His company gave him two options for his pension. Option one, take $450,000 as a lump sum, all at once. Option two, take $3,200 a month for the rest of his life. Jim chose the monthly payments. He thought it was safe, guaranteed income, no market risk, no stress. That decision is now bankrupting him. And if you're approaching retirement, or you know someone who is, you need to hear this story. Because what Jim learned the hard way could save you from making an irreversible mistake that costs you everything. Let me tell you what happened 10 years ago. Jim sat down with his wife Carol at their kitchen table. They had a spreadsheet trying to figure out which pension option made sense. Jim said, "If we take the monthly payment, we get $3,200 every month, guaranteed," Carol said. "And if we take the lump sum, how much would we need to take out to match that?" Jim did the math. 3,200 times 12 equals 38,400 a year. If we have 450,000 and we take out 38,400, that's about 8.5%. Carol said, "But I heard you should only take out 4% from retirement accounts." Jim said, "Exactly. If we only take 4%, that's 18,000 a year. With the monthly payment, we're getting more than double." That it seemed obvious. They even paid a financial advisor $300 for a consultation. The advisor said, "Jim, your 62 life expectancy says you and Carol could live another 25 or 30 years. If you take the monthly payment, you eliminate investment risk. No worrying about stock market crashes. No bad investment decisions. Plus the survivor benefit means if you die first, Carol gets 75%. Jim felt relieved. He said, "Robert, I remember driving home thinking we made the smart, safe choice, guaranteed income for life. What could go wrong?" So Jim took the monthly annuity. For the first few years, everything seemed fine. 3,200 a month covered their expenses. They had about 80,000 in a 401k for emergencies. They weren't traveling the world, but they were comfortable. And things started changing year 3. Their homeowners insurance jumped 40%, 1,800 a year, to 2,500. Property taxes went up. Car insurance increased. Groceries that cost $150 a week became $200. Electric bills doubled. Jim said by year 5, "I noticed 3,200 wasn't stretching as far, but I figured inflation would come back down." It didn't. By year 7, Jim and Carol were pulling money from their 401k to cover gaps. Dental work $1,800, car transmission $3,000, roof repairs $7,000. Their 401k dropped from $80,000 to $45,000, and the stock market had gone up during those years. They were spending principal, not gains. Last year, Jim turned 72. Carol is 70. Their monthly pension is still $3,200, exactly the same as 10 years ago. But Jim showed me his current budget. Homeowners insurance, $3,200 a year, up from $1,800. Property taxes, $5,400, up from $3,800. Medicare supplement, $380 a month for both of them, up from $240. Groceries, $900 a month. Utilities, $300. Car insurance, phone, internet maintenance. Total monthly expenses, $4,800. Pension income, $3,200. Shortfall, $1,600 a month. Jim said, "Robert, we're bleeding $2,000 a month from our 401k just to survive. We have maybe 2 years left in that account." Then what I asked him, "Did the advisor not warn you about inflation?" Jim said he mentioned it, but he said most pensions have cost of living adjustments. I said, "Does yours?" Jim put his head down. He said no, and I didn't understand that at the time, the pension is fixed at $3,200 forever. In 10 years, it hasn't changed by $1, but everything else has doubled. I pulled out my phone and showed him an inflation calculator. I said, according to the federal government's own numbers, cumulative inflation from 2015 to 2025 is 31%. That means your $3,200 in today as purchasing power is really worth about $2,440. You've lost almost $800 a month in buying power. Jim looked sick. He said, if I had taken the lump sum, I could have invested it. Even conservatively, the stock market is up 80% in 10 years. $450,000 would be worth over $800,000 now. Even taking out income, I would have more money than I started with. And I would have flexibility to take out more when I need it. Instead, I'm stuck with $3,200 that buys less every single year. I said, what about using that lump sum to buy an annuity today? Jim said, I called an insurance company last month. At age 72, $450,000 would buy me $3,400 a month. So even now, 10 years later, the lump sum would give me more monthly income than the pension I chose. Jim said, the worst part, Robert, is I can't change it. This decision is permanent. I asked the pension company if there's any way to switch. They said once you choose the annuity, you're locked in for life. Jim said, I lie awake doing math in my head. If I had taken the lump sum and invested it 60-40 stocks and bonds, 7% average return, taking out 5% a year, that has $56,000 in income year one way, more than the $38,000 the annuity pays. And the portfolio would have grown. By year 10, that $450,000 would be worth $600,000 even after income. Instead, I have nothing, just a monthly check that doesn't cover bills anymore. I asked, what does Carol think? Jim said, Carol feels terrible. She was most scared of the lump sum. She said, what if we lose it all? Now she wishes we had taken the risk. At least we would have had a chance. With this, we have no chance. It's a slow bleed until we run out. Jim said, the taxes kill me too. $3,200 a month is all taxable. We pay $4,000 in federal taxes. If I had the lump sum in an IRA, I could have controlled the tax bill, taken just enough to stay in a lower bracket, done Roth conversions when it made sense. Now, I have no options. Everything is fixed. Jim told me something that made me furious. He said, I ran into that financial advisor a few months ago. I asked him, do you still recommend annuities? He said, honestly, Jim, most of my clients now take the lump sum. Companies offer these bailouts because pensions are expensive. The lump sum offers are actually good deals. And with people living longer and inflation being what it is, most people are better off controlling their own money. I said, so why did you tell me to take the annuity? He said, that was 10 years ago. Interest rates were different. Inflation was low. Things changed. Jim said, I could have punched him. He got his $300 fee and moved on. I'm living with his advice for the rest of my life. I said, what are you going to do when the 401k runs out? Jim said, we're selling the house. We owe $90,000 on the mortgage. House is worth $380. After paying off the loan and realtor fees, we'll have $260. Then we move somewhere cheaper, maybe rent, and use that money to supplement the pension. I said, so income from pension plus drawing down $260? Jim said, yeah, but Robert, I'm 72. If I live to 90, that's 18 years. $260 divided by 18 is $14,000 a year. Add pension, and we're at $52,000 gross. After taxes, $46,000, $3,800 a month. We can survive if we're careful. But that means selling the house we raised our kids in, moving away from grandkids, downsizing our entire life. All because I chose the safe option. Jim finished his beer. He said, I wish someone had told me safe doesn't mean protected. I wish I understood inflation is a hidden tax on fixed income. I wish I knew guaranteed payments mean nothing if the amount never changes. He looked at me. Robert, if you meet anyone deciding between lump sum and annuity, tell them my story. Tell them guaranteed doesn't mean safe. And tell them irreversible means you live with it forever. Here's what I learned from Jim. Question 1. Does the annuity have cost of living adjustment? If no, your purchasing power declines every year. $3,000 today feels like $2,000 in 10 years. Question 2. What is the lump sum compared to what you could buy as an annuity today? Sometimes companies offer generous lump sums. Take it and buy your own annuity that pays more. Question 3. How confident are you managing investments? If you're terrified of stocks and know you'll panic sell, maybe annuity makes sense. But if you can work with an advisor or handle a simple diversified portfolio, lump sum gives flexibility. Question 4. What does inflation do to your plan? Run numbers with 3% inflation. See what your fixed pension buys in 10, 15, 20 years. It's brutal. Question 5. Can you afford to be wrong? Jim can't. His decision locked him into slowly declining finances.